Hi everybody, so I hope everybody's having a great day. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about the background of sort of my journey. I think it'll clear up a lot of the things that I'm doing and really the why of why I do the things that I do. So since 1998, when enrolled in a graduate program, I felt suboptimal for a long time. I was always tired and I struggled with migraines. And I attributed these symptoms to the stress from school. So I just dismissed it. And I was officially diagnosed with lupus in 1999, and the process of getting diagnosed was so painful. From severe hair loss to rashes to so much pain and fatigue, I had to take a leave of absence from my graduate studies. So for me, getting the diagnosis was actually a relief because I thought I had a death sentence of some sort. And at the time, I welcomed the prednisone as it was the only thing that helped to control the physical deformities that lupus caused, like hair loss and rashes. Then in 2004, lupus attacked me hard after I gave birth to my first son and attacked my kidneys. And then chemo-medrol maintenance therapy ensued for about a year and a half. And then lupus struck me a second time in 2008 after delivering my second son, and the same treatment was rendered. So my rheumatologist and my nephrologist joke that I fire them when I'm well. And in truth, I kind of did. I was on no medications for over 2 years and was determined to beat lupus. I enrolled in the courses through the Institute of Functional Medicine and committed to changing the course of my disease. I was so determined. Then lupus struck me for the third time in 2013. With similar approaches, I recovered fast. And again, with each relapse, my doctors are amazed at how great my recovery is. As many of you understand, this disease that we share is ruthless. And we don't know when, how, or where it'll strike. It's a monster within, and I am scared by it. I have a healthy respect for this disease, and I understand intimately all of your struggles. The struggles of getting up in the morning with a big question of, now what? And when you're so overwhelmed with the disease itself, believe me, it's so easy to wallow in sorrow as lupus sucks the livelihood out of you. It challenges you emotionally, physically, psychologically, and spiritually. It also changes the dynamics of your relationships. So on this third go-around, Benlysta was offered to me as a relatively safe new drug to try. It was a prednisone or corticosteroid-sparing drug. And so I told my rheumatologist, I don't think my body can tolerate another flare. So I decided to go ahead and receive the injections. And during the last 18 months of receiving the injections, that's pretty recently, I had an opportunity to really spend much time in my rheumatologist's office, as the infusion time is about an hour once a month, routine visits, right? So I watched in the waiting room as the waiting room filled to a capacity with patients who have various autoimmune conditions. I watched and reflected on the chaos from waiting for an office visit, which can sometimes take up to 3 hours, to the lab work that frequently gets misplaced or incorrectly processed, to the insurance processing issue and the errors. I grew to really understand that for me, this process will not be a part of my life. I hated it. More importantly, I didn't want to be subjected to a system that is just not effective. It was just not what I wanted. I don't like the situation I'm in. I don't like that I have lupus. So about 4 months ago, I created Lupus Rebel to commit my life to restoring my health, as well as to help as many people as possible reverse the progression of their disease, right? And this movement aims to create a better way to live our life with lupus. And I believe lupus is reversible. And Lupus Rebel challenges the status quo by redefining how we choose to live with lupus and defy the odds. How? Well, we utilize holistic approaches to regain control over our health in conjunction with a conventional system when needed. Personally, I understand the culprit of my third relapse. So there was so much turmoil in my marriage for years, and that relapse was the year that led up to my divorce in 2013. So it just lines up, right? 2013 was my flare, 2014 was my divorce. When you live through a health crisis, you realize that your time is numbered in this world. I had to make some hard choices at the time, and it was an extremely stressful time. And we all know stress is bad for lupus. And I realized that healing starts from the inside. And I can tell you that it wasn't until I became a single mom, I realized that I needed to begin to really fill my cup. I've been working on myself for the last 3 years, and the most important takeaway is that once I began to apply the health advice that I've been giving to my patients for years, to myself, my hair, my health, and my livelihood was restored. And a few months ago, I was talking to a friend and I commented that I never felt better in my life, really feeling better. Hair is stronger and longer, skin is glowing, and physically I feel so strong. The need to share this and reach out to those who needed help is how our Lupus Rebel came to be. And I was thrown out of another group. That's why I do what I do. I don't want to sit here waiting for another flare, dependent on the medical system to tell me what medication to take. I want to get busy creating my health for myself to be able to not only support my kids, but to live my life to the fullest. So we've got some rules that we need to be aware of. We must learn to bend the rules, is what I learned living with lupus. And we must change our mindset to get better, be committed to it. We must strive forward every day and just be better than you were yesterday. We must learn to love ourselves again. That's, I think, the most important. We must learn to redefine your fear, and we must stand together, and we must dare to challenge the status quo. If you don't like it, we must change it. And for those of you who are listening, and if this resonates with you, please leave me some comments, share this message, and help support our movement by liking our Facebook page, subscribing to our podcast and my YouTube channel, and leaving a review of our podcast on iTunes. I'm doing a lot of work all around to try to spread this word, and sometimes going gets tough. It's a pretty lonely place. As I'm sharing this information, sometimes I feel like that the message is being misunderstood, and that saddens me. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm only sharing what I believe has helped me, and I've only been utilizing the supplements and the stuff that I share for the last 3 years. And it's made a huge difference. And as I told you, my life before the divorce was very different from my life afterwards. I have no choice but to heal. And I have a very healthy respect and balance over my work-life balance as well. All I want to do is share this information. If anything, any takeaways that you can get, it's a blessing to me. So let's remember that we're really in this together. I can't possibly do this alone. We really must stand together, arm in arm, together to, support each other. So I hope this message is healing for all of you guys. And I look forward to sharing much more things to come because I've got so much in store for you guys in 2018. So I'll talk to you next week.